superhero on this call. SouperGirl, where are you at? Amazing. Hold on, I can't hear you. You gotta unmute you. I got you unmuted. Done. You can talk.
Can you hear me?
I have superpowers. All right, you guys, this lady, get ready. Your chat's ready. Anything that you have questions about related to soup, and I'm going to say vegetables. Is that a safe thing to say?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Okay, so go chat away. We'll find all your questions. But I am so excited to introduce Sara Polon to this group, who many of us know and love and eat regularly. Former stand-up comedian, which I love. I kind of need you to, I'm waiting for a Rosh Hashana knock-knock joke. I'd be impressed if you can come up with one on the fly. But Sara is amazing and is literally saving the world one bowl of soup at a time. She has the most delicious, natural, wholesome soups on earth. You can find them in hopefully your Costco or Whole Foods or somewhere, or on her website online, and it's totally worth it. It's a great gift to send to somebody. And I gotta be honest, SVIVAH and SouperGirl have a little love affair going on, which I'm totally okay with. SouperGirl has been nourishing this community at all of our gatherings. Her salads are stunning, and I know I don't want to mess with your branding, but your salads are really outrageously good.
Thank you.
Surprise everyone when they go, yes, they're made by SouperGirl. And we also love supporting that this is a woman-run business, and we love that you started this with your mom. So please send her our love. Thank you for being here, and share with us your beautiful approach to food as we walk into this new year, and I'll watch for questions from everybody related to soup.
Sure, thank you so much, and thank you for hosting this beautiful evening. It's been amazing listening to the different teachings. It's actually humbling, and just you guys, what you all are doing is astonishing. So mazel tov, and I'm in awe. I'm in awe of SVIVAH. I'm in awe of you and Aliza and everybody that's doing things. So, you know, well done. Keep it up. And we're so glad to work with you on everything. And I just wanted to very briefly speak. I'd love to take your questions. I just wanted to briefly speak about our approach to Kashrut. So as some of you know, we are a certified kosher company. But for us, we take Kashrut a little more seriously than just making sure we're following the letter of the law. And making sure we're checking for bugs and whatnot. But I like to look at, when we made a decision to be kosher, I wanted to look very deeply into the laws behind Kashrut and the kavanah behind what we're doing and why we're doing. And I became a little frustrated because what I've learned is a lot of people, and I hate to say this, they outsource their Kashrut. So if you look at something, if you look at a product, you buy something, you see it's got a hefsher on it, you see it's got the kosher stamp on it, and you think, okay, it's good to go, it's following the law. But what is the spirit of the law? And so if you look into the laws of Kashrut, it's talking about, the halakha is talking about respect of the land, it's talking about the respect of animals, it's talking about respect of your body, what we can and we cannot eat, and how we cook it. And I hope that in this year, and because it becomes more and more apparent how important our food choices are when it comes to the health, particularly of the planet, that we kind of take another look at the reasoning, that the laws of Kashrut and what they're really there for and what they're trying to make us do. Because as Jews, we pause, we stop, we give thanks before every meal. We have such deep laws about everything we do when it comes to food. But why? Why are we doing this? And the reason is we should be mindful. We should be mindful about what we're putting in our bodies, and we should be mindful about how produce is grown. Just look at, you know, the laws about changing over the fields and crop rotation. We're talking about crop rotation. If you look at the slaughter of animals, it's about respect for the animal and making sure it's treated well, et cetera, et cetera. And so I hope that, especially with all of the news that's happened lately, we decide to really take Kashrut to that next level. That's what I try to do when we approach food, and regain Kashrut. Don't outsource it, but make it a personal choice in this coming year.
I love knowing that that's what goes into each bowl of your soup that I eat. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do have 2 of your Indian lentil Tupperwares in my fridge at this moment. I kind of want to go get them, but my ears are attached. But Dr. wanted you to know that that is her absolute fave. So
Thank you.
she gets a shout out. And I wanted to ask you, can you talk to us? This is getting practical. I know you were doing spiritual. I'm taking it down a notch because I do have to put on my apron shortly. I would like you to talk to me about your vegetarian broth because I have a vegetarian mom who is here. Mom, can you wave? Hi, that's my mom, everybody. There's a sister on here somewhere too, which is super fun. I love you guys. Thanks for showing up tonight. But my mom is vegetarian and I love her dearly, and she makes us soups all the time and can't eat them. And I would love to be able to replicate a little bit. You don't have to give away your store secret, but what's your key to a great stock?
Okay, so great question. And there are many ways to approach stock. So the first way, if you really have the time and you really want to do it, you can take whole vegetables. The secret, especially to my mother's famous matzo ball soup and the broth, is sweet potato and dill. You cook it very, very, very slowly for a very long time. I mean, you can't rush it. That's the thing about soup. You have to dedicate the time. So a lot of root vegetables. So the more, play with what's in season. They're supposed to be in season if it wasn't 100 degrees. But sweet potatoes, carrots, parsnips, and then herbs, cook them slowly. And then simply strain it. And then I like to add a little bit of when you've cooked it down, or I'm talking like 3 hours, you get little pieces. And that's great. That's going to come through the strainer, and that's great. That adds to the richness of the broth. So that's number one. Number two, you can also make a broth with your ends, your peels and everything. But what's very, very important when you do this is you must scrub your vegetables. Just take a simple spray bottle with 3/4 white vinegar, 1/4 water. You do not need produce spray. That is a waste of money. Just white vinegar and water. Spray them and scrub them with a scrub brush. But you have to do it for all your vegetables before you peel them. So, you peel your sweet potatoes, you peel your carrots, your celery, chop off the ends, and put that and do the same thing. But just it's really important that you clean them. Here's the secret. Do not use store-bought broth. It's junk. It's sodium. If you're making a mirepoix, if you add a mirepoix to your soup, meaning carrot, celery, onion, garlic, you're creating a broth. You're creating a broth with the mirepoix. Just use water. If you don't have a choice, just add a few ingredients to the beginning, carrot, celery, onion, garlic, and add water because you've created at the bottom of the pot a broth. Do not buy store-bought broth. It's junk.
All
and
right.
Don't use bouillon cubes. It's sodium. It's sodium. Sorry.
No, you're good. And that's why I'm asking this question. I have two more questions for you. Melissa Rosen wants to know a practical question. How many days can a vegetarian non-dairy soup be refrigerated and then served? It seems silly to freeze it for 2 days only.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So here's another food safety tip. You have to make sure that you cook and chill your soup properly, and then you can get probably like at least 10 days on it. But what's important is a lot of people make this mistake is they'll cook a pot of soup and then they'll put it on like the stove top to cool overnight sometimes. That is I'm sorry to say this, I don't want to alarm anybody, it's a little dangerous because that adds, what you're doing is overnight you're entering the danger zone and bacteria can grow there. So what you want to do is you make sure you want to cool your soup down in a safe manner. So the easiest thing to do, and this is what my mom does in the test kitchen when she's cooking all the new soups, fill your sink up with ice water. Okay, so then you take the pot off the stove, drop it into the sink that's full of ice water. Don't fill it all the way up so the water's going to go in the pot. And then stir the soup. Stir the soup and keep adding some ice so it stays cold. It'll take like about an hour. You don't have to stir it constantly. Cook something, do something else. Every 15 minutes, stir it. Once the steam's not coming out of it, put it in a Tupperware, whatever you're using, and put it in the fridge. If you put it directly in the fridge, your refrigerator, when it's still hot, your refrigerator is going to heat up and it's not good for your refrigerator or the other food in the refrigerator. So it's really important that you cool it first. And you'll know if you didn't put it in cold enough, if when you look at the top, there's steam, like on the inside top of the container. However, don't fret. I don't want anybody to worry. The way to kill bacteria and to make it safe is to bring it back up to a boil for at least 10 minutes and you're fine. Mostly you're fine. But, you know, you want to keep it safe. You want to keep it safe. But if you do that, if you cool it down, you're going to get 7 to 10 days minimum. There's no need to freeze something if you're going to cook it and use it 2 days later. You
are awesome. I love this. You can hang out in my kitchen every time I'm cooking. Okay, all of us will mostly not die this weekend. Thank you, Sara.
Okay, absolutely.
Thank you so much. Shana Tova. Check her out.
Shana Tova.
TheSouperGirl.com. We love you and your food. Thank you for nourishing us so much.
Thank you. Shana Tova, everybody.
All right. Up